tasks as a site engineer on a daily basis were sort of setting out, so I would use, a total station, dumpy level, laser level, those sort of things for marking lines that were given to me by either the senior engineer, or I had to interpret drawings that had, say, calculations on them for coordinates.
My main duties were, when the concrete was going up, was checking the steel, making sure all the rebar was in place, the slab was properly cleaned before concrete got poured. If any steel was missing, we had to make sure that the subcontractors put the steel in before concrete pour commenced.
I did structural and civil work on houses, schools and other public buildings. I compiled tender documents and I did a wide variety of work, anything that came in. And if I could do it or I could make a decent stab at it, they'd give it to me. And in the beginning, it was a bit daunting. I was kind of given something that I had a rough idea of how to start it, but I was so kind of nervous in the beginning. I was like, oh, what if I get this wrong? What if I, kind of make the whole thing fail? But your work is checked. Nothing leaves the office without being checked.
I was designing, as you can see, the risk assessments and the plans for these drawings, all of AutoCAD.
Yeah, during my project I worked in various different sections, but I worked in various different roles in them. Some sections I was only working for a week, other sections I was there for 4 months. So the highway section was the first area I worked in. With them I worked on 2 major projects. The first was updating of the NRA standards. My job was basically as a researcher nerd. I got given a list of topics and I had to investigate different standards and see which areas of those standards could be incorporated into the NRA standards. I looked at road link design, dual carriageway design, road geometry of roundabouts, and major and minor priority junctions.
My placement was fairly good and I got fairly lucky in that I got to work in the design office and I got to work on site.
For the IDP, I'd say for the third years in particular here today, everything you learn in professional practice and RCA Masonry is particularly useful for site engineering, from looking at drawings, for looking at details, setting out, using AutoCAD.
Because I was in a design office, I was doing mostly detailing of reinforced concrete and sizing concrete beams and columns, and timber as well, timber joists. So the 2 I found most helpful are the reinforced concrete and masonry design in 3rd year, and also the steel and timber design in 2nd year.
When you're working on site, don't be afraid to ask questions. It's the only way you're going to learn. If say you're in a meeting and they're discussing something and you think that your idea might work better, don't be afraid to voice it. It could be the one that they actually go with.
For the first month you probably won't be paid until the end of it, so you might want to look at sort of financing yourself, either via part-time work beforehand or loans to get there for the first month. Take pride in your work as a practicing engineer. You'll be on site, you'll be in a design office perhaps, and what you design or what you help make on site, it has real impacts.
Going with an open mind. I didn't know what to expect. It was my first time working in an office like that, and I didn't know what to expect, but I really enjoyed it.
Begin looking for your placement now. Consider accommodation when you're looking for placement, and get involved in clubs and social aspects of the office as much as possible.
Don't be pessimistic. Work with the Co-op office, they do a great job and they really help you out.
Would you find anywhere on site that people would be kind of trying to sell you a pup, like it's your work experience that, and they'd be trying to get away with stuff a lot with you?
That's what happened at the start. They think that, oh, you're just work experience, you don't know what you're doing. So they think, oh, we can get away with doing this, it's cheaper for them to do it, but it might be to the spec we want. So they go, oh, we do this and that will work. It might work, but it won't be to our standard. So you just have to keep on battling until, no, this is how it's done. And then.
How did you get the job?
Oh yeah, I actually got it myself. I had it got at the end of August before I even started 3rd year. And that's another thing, go looking now and on CVs. I just took a day off, printed off a load of CVs and handed them out.